Hey everyone, welcome to Mountain Beast Mysteries. Today I got a really cool treat for you guys. It's a segment from my latest film that's going to be coming out soon. Also, there's a really cool new 5-part documentary series that just came out recently on YouTube called HELLIER. And it's about these strange cases in Kentucky about these little alien-like or goblin-like creatures that have been sighted for many years in the area. That, you know, they've been seen in like cave entrances. There's been weird tracks found, and of course there was the famous Hopkinsville UFO case way back in, like, I think it was the 50s or 60s, where a farmhouse was under attack by, you know, many of these little alien beings with big eyes and big ears. And you know, it's just a really crazy story, but a really well documented and well known story. So check that out. I'll put the link down below so you guys can have a look. It's a really good way to kill 5 hours. I'm not saying it's without issues. It's pretty long, and it's, you know, there's some elements that I found kind of slow, but you know, overall it's a really good series, very well put together, really good production value. So check that out. Let them know where you guys came from, that I sent you from Mountain Beast Mysteries. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. Also today we got word of a very bizarre Bigfoot case not too far from where I am now. It's only about an hour away, where a guy's property out in the country has been, you know, I don't want to say under attack, but something has been coming into the yard at night and has been throwing rocks at the house, at the garage, I guess at him as well when he's outside, you know, standing on the porch trying to figure out what's going on. There's been something coming into the yard. There's been tracks photographed, but they're not sure what's going on. All I know is that these people are relatively scared. So plans are to go out there tomorrow morning. We're going to see if we can figure something out. I know Keenan from the Alberta Sasquatch Organization was going to come up, and we're hoping to get out there tomorrow, but we'll see what happens and hopefully do a couple of overnighters in the bush there, see if we can find anything. It's in a location where I wouldn't normally go looking for Bigfoot. You know, it's more of a rural area in the sense that there's not a lot of forests. I guess what I'm trying to say, it's more agricultural. So, you know, it's kind of a smaller search area, which I guess is kind of good if we're trying to pinpoint where this thing is. You know, I heard that the guy thinks there's 2 of them, maybe more. So it might be a situation that we don't want to find ourselves in the middle of, but, you know, I'm really looking forward to checking that out and investigating that. I'm going to be trying to incorporate some of that into this next documentary film so you guys can see it. I recently had the opportunity to sit down with Ben Walgate from 401 Files, where we talked about Bigfoot, we talked about paranormal stuff, extraterrestrial stuff, and it was just a very interesting conversation. If you haven't seen the video that he did of it, check it out on his channel. It's a really good watch. And right now I'm going to share with you some clips from that conversation as well that you haven't seen in his video. So here we go.
I came across a guy called Chris Turner. He's like one of the leading guys in the UK trying to investigate WILDMAN Bigfoot type sightings. Also as well, Paul Sinclair, another guy leading in the field of cryptozoology in the UK. It depends how you look at it. If you're looking at it as a flesh and blood type creature, you have one side of the argument that says it's not possible, but then you have the other side of people that say, well, it could be more paranormal, and they go off down that route as well. So there's a lot of national parks in the UK that have miles of forestry. Unless you are like me and you're going off on the beaten track looking for these things, it would be easy for something to stay undetected. Yeah, so me and Junior, we've basically started this series like a hunt for the wild man type thing in a notorious forest called Harwood Forest. And on the first one that we did, we went out to this Harwood Forest with the idea that maybe this is just a load of rubbish and people are just trying to get 2 minutes worth of fame. And we went down there with that idea in mind. When we set up camp, I'd started to notice a few things in the corner of my eye as we're chopping wood and setting up tents. Later on in the day I mentioned to Junior that I'd seen things moving, and is that you? And he was like, no, I won't going to say anything, but I've seen the same. Then we got the fire going and we stood around the fire, we're chatting away and stuff, and we heard a distinctive whistle. Even to this day, me and Junior still talk about it. Wherever we go in the woods, we're always like, do you remember that whistle? Because it was so strange. We stood around this fire and we heard literally it must have been no more than 25-30 meters away from us, and it was a whistle, and we just stopped looked at each other instantly. It actually shows this on the video. You'll see how in sync we both look at each other when we hear this whistle. Unfortunately, the audio didn't pick it up, but it was a whistle that just went. It was like someone was trying to whistle a dog back, but there was no way there was a dog in that wood. Like, this thing was close. Like, a dog would not be able to creep through the woods. You'd hear it running through, rustling all the leaves, snapping branches. And you'd know someone's there with a dog because they'd need a torch on. We're in the middle of nowhere. Like, there was none of that. It was just a whistle that happened about 20-25 meters away.
Yeah, I'm officially freaked out right now. I was thinking this earlier as well. You know, we was tapping that tree.
Yeah.
What happens if whatever it is passes through at a certain time? And does it at a certain time? It may be territorial.
Mate, I don't know what it is, but it sounds like it's coming from that direction.
All I can think about as well is like, why do you not hear this shit in Wildrick? It's just weird that we're in Harwood Forest, notorious wild man sighting place, and we hear stuff that we never heard at Wildrick.
That's very true. But like you're saying, it could quite possibly be somebody else.
Doing the same as what we're doing?
Yeah,
Tapping.
I know you're saying it could be unlikely, but that's the only other...
Where would they have parked?
I don't know. They might have hiked.
I'm not feeling comfortable right now. No, I'm being serious. I heard the 2 fucking taps on the tree and then a whistle. I'm feeling a bit uneasy right now, Junior. Where's my axe?
And I have no explanation for it. But the next day, after staying up quite late talking about what that could have been, we're in our tents, we wake up, we're talking from tent to tent as we're recording, and I decided to check the weather, see if it's been raining, unzip my tent, and realised that next to Junior's tent, just maybe about literally 5 meters away, not even that, was it was like a stack of twigs, branches, logs, all leaned up against one tree. And obviously I started accusing Junior because he knew about how scared I was the night before, and thought, well, hang on a second, you went to bed a bit later than me. Did you stay up later and do this knowing that I would wake up and see it? You know, there's no true way of telling whether it was him or not. I know personally it wasn't me, 100%. He swears that it wasn't him. I have no explanation for what that was, but yeah, really baffling. We just woke up and we saw this formation of tree, like logs and branches stacked against a tree. It's like, who does that? Who follows 2 guys in the middle of a forest and waits till like the middle of the night to walk through this forest in pitch black darkness with no torches, not talking to anybody else? So I'm assuming they were on their own doing this, just to stack some tree, like logs against a tree. Like, what kind of person does that?
So, I guess that's you about then, is it?
What about? Yeah, what the fuck is that? What is that?
That's obviously what you've done.
I ain't done that. Why would I do that?
So,
Why?
are you shitting me right now, or?
Mate, you know how scared we were last night. Why would I get out and do that?
So literally,
You've done that.
no, it's, but
What you've done.
no, it's not something I've done. Why would I? I was asleep before you. I'm not gonna fall asleep, wake myself back up, and then go out to do that, am I? Let me just show you this 1 second. I'll have to flip the screen round.
Mate, did you do that?
I didn't do it. You did it.
I wasn't leaving here without... I just wasn't gonna leave here. It was way too dark. Hearing them whistles and shit.
Mate, I'm just more concerned that somebody's been that close to us while we slept. Let me just get out 1 second. How surely we would have woke up though if like someone was dragging them through the woods to pile up. No?
Why would they just pile in there though?
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to think of reasons. on this, like your way of having a laugh?
Mate, I didn't do anything. Why would I wasn't moving out of this camp.
So what did you hear last night then?
I just heard like, it sounded like I could hear snapping branches all over the place. You know, just dragging its foot.
What, right outside our tents?
Just like this. But not making any snapping noises. Just felt like that.
I'm gonna have to say, like, my own personal opinion is that I think this thing has a paranormal ability of some kind. And the reason I think that is because there are so many animals that share the environment of a Bigfoot or a wildman. So we have deer, you guys out there have cougars, bears, things like that. But yet none of these animals have been able to adapt or evolve the level of stealth that a Bigfoot has. And so for me, if we're seeing all these other animals, the bears, the cougars, the deers, all these other animals that share the same environment, why have they not progressed to a level where they can be so elusive like the Bigfoot? He has to have, in my opinion, some kind of other ability, whether it's paranormal or he slips into another dimension or whatever. I think there's something else there that's not quite the same as the animals he's sharing that environment with.